single, in your 40s, and no friends. No best close friends. Yes, I know people and I do have some friends, but I think and I've said this for so long, I want to be someone's priority. I have no purpose in life. I'm too old to have children now. And yes, I know I'm going to get, you should be your priority. And I get it, right? I've got no choice but to look after myself and put myself first. But I would kill to have a purpose, to be needed by someone, for someone to share with me something that's happening with them, or for me to be in someone's top 5 people. And I'm not. And everyone always comments and gives us grief or whatever. Like, this is just what I feel. I have nobody, I have no reason to be alive. I don't want that. I want someone to think of me in the morning or before bed, or just if they're near where I live or whatever. Let's just see how Lisa is. Do you know what I mean? And I try my best when it's people's birthdays and things like that to send a card or to message. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, and never have done. I'm far from it. I hate myself, actually. But I would love to just be in someone's thoughts. And yeah, that's about it. I want something more, and I don't know what to do because I'm trying. Joined this running club, and we had a nice day on Saturday. We had a little social run. We got up quite early, went to London and got an Uber boat, had a little run around. We did I think it was 11k, and then had lunch. And it's great, but there's not really a female that I connect with just yet, and that's what I want. It was a nice time, and it was really good to go into London and do something on a Saturday with people. But I want a female pal. I want someone I can invite round and all of that jazz, and someone that is like, look, I really need to talk. Can I talk to you? I'm struggling. Yes, I want to be useful. Anyway, it's a bank holiday Monday. I've taught 2 classes this morning, and I'm going to work. Oh, fun. So, the weather's pretty rubbish, right?
The core idea here is about women hitting their early 40s with deep regrets. Grab a popcorn and watch this interesting video. And don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe for the latest updates. Let's explore deep. They hit different. See, when she was younger, she had options. She had attention. She had men lining up. She had the freedom to pick, choose, reject, and move however she wanted. She told herself she had time, that she could put off love, loyalty, and building something solid for later, while she chased excitement, luxury, careers, situationships, or just lived her life. And nobody could tell her anything. She thought the good men would wait forever. She thought love would always be on standby. She thought she could come back to it once she was ready. But now she's 41, 42, looking in the mirror, and regret has finally caught up, because what she sees now isn't what she expected. The men she once overlooked, they're married, settled, raising families, building legacies. They're no longer interested in playing games. And the men that are still available, they're not looking for commitment. They're looking for what she used to offer in her 20s, beauty, energy, youth. And that's what hurts the most, because now, suddenly, she's ready to settle down. Now she values peace. Now she wants a man who's stable, kind, emotionally available. Now she wants what she used to laugh at. But life doesn't always hand you second chances on demand. She regrets ignoring that one man who treated her right, who loved her with no conditions, who was consistent when others only offered chaos. She regrets walking away from the boring guy, the one who wasn't flashy, but would have given her the world. She regrets choosing men based on excitement, image, and lifestyle, instead of character, values, and longevity. And now, she's starting to realize that she was a problem, that her standards weren't about quality. They were about ego, that her independence sometimes came with pride, not wisdom, that being too good for the average man left her alone when it really mattered. And here's the truth. Society lied to her. It told her that she could have it all, forever, that youth would never fade, that real men would always be around, that she didn't need a man, and then suddenly that she should find one, that she could spend her prime years chasing everything but partnership, and then just press a button at 40 and have a good man appear. But it doesn't work like that. Men see the choices. We see how we were treated before, and we remember, because the good men women ignore in their 20s become the men they chase in their 40s. And by then, we've already built our lives. We've already chosen the women who saw us as valuable before the titles, before the money, before the beard got gray. So when she comes around with, "I've changed," and "I'm ready now," it's not personal. It's just too late. Regret at 40 is loud. It's raw. It's real. But it's also earned. Because every decision, every dismissal, every time she said, "He's nice, but I'm not ready," it all adds up. And now she's sitting alone, wondering why no one's choosing her, when the truth is, she spent years not choosing wisely herself. So no, it's not that there are no good men left. It's that the good men left her behind when she was too busy chasing everything else. And that's the part she regrets most.
I just got back from a first date with a guy I met online. And I swore off online dating like a year ago, but I just had this feeling I should try again. And it wasn't bad. It was actually like I matched with one guy. I think I'm done with the app because they're all gross. Like he was a good match and it was a good date. I had a really nice time. Great guy. He was cuter than his pictures. Like I would go out with him again. I just feel, I don't know if it's my age or the fact that I have 3 kids, but I am just so set in my ways now. I feel like there's just like a comfort level to my life now that I feel like it would take a lot for me to change that. And I would love a partner, you know, I would love, what are my animals doing right now? Like what is happening? I would love some companionship, you know, somebody to share my life with. But it's just like, I feel like I'm a lot. I feel like, can we not? Thank you. I feel like, you know, look at, I've got a zoo. I've got a freaking zoo here. I've got a zoo. I've got 3 kids. I have my past. I have my ex-husband. I have, you know, my dysfunctional family. I have my, you know, my story, my sobriety. Like, I'm not a floaty 18-year-old. I'm like a full-on grown-ass adult with this like full life. But mostly, you know, it's more of like, I don't know if I'm insecure about that. I guess I'm just figuring it out. But I am so set in my ways now. It's like, you know, I love my mornings. I love my evenings. I love the way I eat my own food. I love my space. I love putting on my makeup alone. So it's like, how does somebody fit into all of that? And they've got their own stuff, you know, if they're a single dad. There's just so much. It takes so much work. Jesse, seriously. And I just don't know if I have what it takes. Maybe do any other single moms out there feel this way? Like, it would take a lot of work, a lot of effort. Is it worth it? Like, I guess so. I guess relationships are worth it. I don't know. It's a lot. I'm a lot. I've got 3 kids and 4 animals and a hot ass. So that's a lot, I guess.
Dating over 40 as a single mom, especially with 3 kids, is a different game entirely. And I say that with full respect, not judgment. But we got to start being honest about what the reality actually is out here. Because I keep hearing this line from women. It's meant to be, it'll happen. Or, I'm just letting destiny take care of it now. And I get it. I really do. But let's not confuse letting go with giving up. Let's not call avoidance faith. Because if we're being real, some women aren't waiting on destiny. They're avoiding accountability. Now, look, being a single mom is no small thing. Raising kids on your own takes strength, patience, sacrifice, all of that. But when it comes to dating, especially in your 40s, the rules have changed. The energy is different. The options are different. And let's be honest, the market isn't what it used to be. A woman in her 40s with 3 kids isn't just dating as an individual. She's bringing a full package. That means any man coming into her life has to be ready to carry not just emotional weight, but logistical, financial, and time-based responsibility too. That's real. And yet, I see women expecting top-tier men, high character, stable income, emotionally mature, to show up and just get it, without doing any of the work to show up differently themselves. And when those men don't show up, it becomes, I'll let God send the right one, or I'm just focusing on me and my kids, which is fine, but here's the hard part. If you spend your 20s and 30s overlooking the men who would have stayed, who wanted to build with you, who offer consistency but maybe weren't exciting enough, and now you expect a man to come clean up that history and invest in a ready-made life, you're not asking for love. You're asking for a miracle. And here's what most men won't say out loud. We see it. We notice the energy shift. We see the entitlement without introspection, the high standards without updated self-awareness. We see the woman who's waiting on destiny, but hasn't changed her patterns. Still guarded, still hurt, still treating love like something that's supposed to land in her lap because she's been through enough. But here's the truth. Every stage of life requires a different version of you. The woman you were in your 20s isn't who you can be in your 40s. Not if you want something meaningful. You can't carry the same expectations without adjusting the mindset. You can't keep thinking love is going to chase you when you're giving nothing for it to grab onto. Men are looking for peace, for support, for women who take ownership of their story and have grown from it, not just survived it. And if you're still walking around bitter, closed off, or expecting the world to cater to the struggle you've been through, the men you want will pass you by, not because they're scared of responsibility, but because they don't want to be punished for someone else's decisions. So yeah, I hear women say, I'll just let destiny handle it. And that might feel like the safest option, but it's not the most honest one, because destiny without direction is just drifting. And if you want something real, love, partnership, commitment, you got to meet that halfway. You got to take ownership. You got to ask yourself, am I still showing up like I deserve what I say I want? Dating at this stage isn't about perfection. It's about clarity, accountability, effort. If you're still living an emotional echo of past choices, hoping a man will just see through it and fix it, that's not love. That's fantasy. So no, men aren't judging you because you're a single mom, but we are watching how you move, how you treat your past, how you carry your energy. And if you're just letting life happen to you without stepping into the work, you might not be leaving it up to destiny. You might just be letting the clock run out. That's something to sit with.
Well, I've taken the dog for a walk because I was like feeling a little bit sort of low and a bit like humbuggy, as I imagine you could say. So, for us women who haven't got that special man in our life, not for any particular reason, just the fact that actually we're so bloody busy working that we never get a chance to go out anywhere and actually meet somebody. Unless you go on dating sites, which these days is literally like a bloody entourage of fuckboys and I don't want anything serious, I just want to have a little play. At 46, that doesn't really work. I did that back in my 20s. I just find it's really tricky, the dating scene these days. It's just, nobody wants to commit. Everybody just wants to have a bit of fun. Or maybe they do want to commit, but they're actually just too scared. To be fair, this could be me. I was in a 20-year relationship full of abuse. And now I don't even trust my own gut anymore. Because I actually didn't even realise that whole time that I was actually being abused until I was out of it. And I thought, crikey, this really was quite bad. Mental health issues from living with a narc. I know that word gets thrown around quite a lot these days, but I think it's just more the fact that people are aware of it more now. The constant like being told, you're a minger, you're fat, even though I was a size 8. I was still fat apparently. Wish I was a bloody size 8 now, I can tell you. But yeah, it's weird how someone's insensitivity to someone else's feelings can actually affect the rest of their life. Hard pill to swallow, that one, really. But after you've been with the narc for such a long time, you do sort of you do learn to see the signs. Girls, always listen to your gut. People say, oh, I didn't feel the spark. I didn't feel the butterflies. Actually, that's not necessarily a good thing. Feeling those butterflies is your way of your gut telling you that this person isn't meeting your energy. That one I really stumped on, because I thought, oh, well, I went on a date, lovely bloke, nothing wrong with him at all, but I didn't have that spark. I'm really sorry, but you met someone, you like literally, what, an hour of their time? You don't know who they are in that short amount of time. You've got to give each other a chance. Just be nice to each other, people. You know, we're all in the same boat. We're all bloody getting old now. Most of the men are bald. To be fair, I actually quite like it when people go grey. So a silver fox is right up my street. But they need to be kind.
Dating in your early 40s is hard, especially for women. And no, it's not always because of men. A big part of the struggle comes from the silent battles happening internally, mentally, emotionally, even physically. Time has a way of catching up, and when it does, it forces a reckoning with the choices made in your 20s and 30s. That's just real. Let's start with the mental toll. Over the years, many women have been in and out of relationships, raising kids alone, chasing careers, handling heartbreak, and trying to wear every hat society expects them to. That takes a toll on the mind, and that toll doesn't just stay in your head. It shows up in your body. It shows up in your energy. And eventually, it shows up in your dating life. The truth is, when mental health goes unchecked for years, when there's never been space to truly heal, you can't just flip a switch and suddenly become emotionally available, optimistic, and loving. That stuff takes real work. And too often, it's work that's been avoided. Then there's the physical reality. Menopause, hormone shifting, sleep issues, stress weight. It's real. That youthful glow doesn't last forever. And while beauty is more than skin deep, let's not pretend physical attraction isn't a factor in dating. Men are visual. That's not judgment. That's biology. And when a woman in her 40s is comparing herself to her 25-year-old self, it's easy to feel like something's missing. That confidence she once carried so easily starts to shake. The compliments aren't as frequent. The mirror starts reflecting back questions she doesn't want to answer. Do I still have it? Do men still see me the same way? That self-doubt can be crippling, especially when it was never dealt with before. But here's where the hard truth hits. A lot of women in this age group are still trying to date like they're in their prime. Same attitude, same entitlement, same unrealistic expectations. The problem is, life has changed. You've changed. And the dating pool has changed, too. The men you passed up 15 years ago, they've grown. Some are happily married. Others are dating younger women. Not because younger is better, but because younger often comes with less baggage, more openness, and fewer walls built from past disappointment. And let's talk about ownership. This is where the accountability comes in. Some women in their 40s still act like the dating struggle is all about men being trash or men not stepping up. But maybe the real issue is this. Some of those men did step up, and you weren't ready. Or worse, you weren't interested unless he checked every superficial box. And now that those choices have circled back, it's easier to blame men than admit, maybe, just maybe, you played a part in where things stand now. You see, when women say, I'm just going to leave it to destiny, that's not faith, that's avoidance. That's code for, I'm tired of trying, but I don't want to take a hard look at myself either. Destiny only works when you're doing the work. Sitting back and hoping the right man magically shows up while ignoring the bitterness, the emotional walls, the standards that no man could meet. Let's be honest, that's not a strategy. That's denial. Men notice. We see the resentment. We hear the tone. We feel the guarded energy. And we know when a woman hasn't done the work to truly open herself up again. So no, it's not just that dating in your 40s is hard. It's that the consequences of long-term patterns finally show up, and they don't lie. If you're in your 40s and serious about love, then stop outsourcing your healing. Stop acting like men owe you anything just because of what you survived, and start asking, What energy am I bringing into the room? Because men, especially good, stable, emotionally healthy men, we're not looking for perfect. We're looking for peace. We're looking for softness. We're looking for something real. But we're not going to fight through your pain to prove we're worthy. Dating in your 40s doesn't have to be a crisis, but it does require clarity. And it starts with honesty. Men don't want to fix you. They want to build with you. But you can't build anything if you're still carrying around the bricks from old walls. It's time to put them down. That's the truth. And somebody needs to say it.
I was talking to my friend today, and she was like, do you pray for a husband? Like, you always talk about wanting a husband. Do you pray for a husband? Because we're both Christian. And I was like, actually, no. I pray over every area of my life, but I don't pray over a husband. Is it because I just don't want one? Like, maybe I think I want one, but I don't actually want one. But then I'm like, no, I genuinely do want a husband. Like, and it's also really scary to get to the point where I am, which me and my friend also talked about, because it's like you get to a certain level of comfortability with your singleness that it's like almost like you'd rather choose just being single than to be coupled and have to compromise with another human being. Now I know that I'm getting close to that point. Like, I'm on the cusp. Like, I'd either go like here or here. Here is finding my love and being with my love, and over here is just being single for the rest of my life and being completely okay with it. Because the only reason I really think about having a husband is because my kids are old. If you're new here, I'm 40. I'm actually 41 in a week. My kids are 20 and 18. One's already flown the nest. The other one will eventually fly the nest. And I'm just going to be here. I don't even have a dog anymore. So I'll just be here by myself. I refuse to get cats, so I cannot be a single cat lady. So then what am I going to do? Obviously, I need a husband. And then my friend said, you know, you actually need to date. I was like, fair. That's fair. In order to get a husband, I would probably need to date. First of all, I know I'm not staying in the city that I live in. So for me to date here would not really serve any good purpose for me, because let's say I fell in love and then I would have to stay here. That is the last thing that I want to do. So therefore, my dating is on pause until I get to where at least I see like the next, 5-10 years of my life. And that is not until next year. So then I'm back here in single land, and I think, oh, dating could be fun, but obviously I can't date because I can't fall in love here. So then it's like this vicious cycle. I know I need to. It's getting a little weird. Like, it's getting weird. And then I talked to my other friend, and she's like, you're just too picky. It's not that I'm too picky. It's that I have like standards. Doesn't everyone have standards? And no one has like actually checked the boxes, except for, you know who I'm going to talk about. But he like didn't check like the chemistry box. So then it's just, I just go round and round and round in circles.
She's 40, maybe just turned 41. And deep down, she hates it. Not the age itself, not the number on the calendar, but the reality of what her life actually looks like at this stage. No husband, no relationship, no man texting her, good morning, beautiful, no one to call her baby, to wrap his arms around her at night, to share her life with. And now, she's finally starting to feel the weight of it. But here's the uncomfortable truth that nobody wants to say out loud. This didn't just happen to her. It's not some unfair twist of fate. This is the result of choices, of years spent chasing what looked good in the moment, while ignoring what would feel right in the long run. You see, when she was 25, she was flooded with attention. Men left and right trying to date her, take her seriously, build with her. But she wasn't interested. She was having fun. She was not ready. And most of all, she thought she had time. So she let the good ones go, the stable ones, the kind ones, the men who were trying to build a life, not just a weekend. Back then, a committed man didn't excite her. She wanted the thrill, the status, the ones who played games, the ones who kept her guessing. She'd say things like, he's too nice, or I'm not feeling it. And instead of planting roots, she played the field. Instead of building with someone real, she kept chasing something more exciting. But now the men who once waited for her to make up her mind, they've moved on. They're married. They've got families. They're not in the clubs. They're not on dating apps looking for 40-year-old single moms. And the men who are available, she doesn't want them, because they don't match the fantasy she once thought she deserved. So here she is, 40, no man, no ring, no good morning, my love. Just cold pillows, quiet nights, and TikToks talking about self-love while deep down wondering if it's too late. She's tired of being strong. She's tired of being alone. But she's still not ready to admit that maybe, just maybe, she helped write this story by refusing to turn the page when it mattered most. It's not society. It's not that men are trash. It's not that there are no good men left. It's that she didn't take the good ones seriously when she had them. She let ego, pride, and unrealistic standards get in the way of building something meaningful. She confused independence with isolation. She thought vulnerability made her weak. And now, she's craving the very love she used to reject. The loneliness didn't come overnight. It crept in slowly, then all at once. And now she's realizing that life isn't meant to be lived alone. That having someone to do life with, to laugh with, to build with, to grow old with isn't a luxury. It's a human need. And when you spend years thinking you're too good for what's real, you often end up with nothing at all. Here's the real question. Is she willing to admit that? Is she willing to take responsibility? Or is she going to keep blaming the world, blaming men, and pretending like this is all just bad luck? She doesn't hate being 40. She hates what 40 feels like without love, without connection, without someone who sees her. And maybe, just maybe, she's finally started to realize that the path to peace begins with ownership. Drop your thoughts on the comments section.